This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena, we are continuing our whirlwind tour of Historic and the sweet, sweet blue and control-y decks that can be played therein, featuring several of my favorite cards. I'm casting the Hooglandia Open this weekend, which means I need to be in touch with the Historic format. In the past, I would have done all that work off camera and made standard videos, but right now I am scraping the bottom on standard, and I feel like I'm playing so many decks that I've played before. There's still a lot of decks I enjoy. I just feel like I'm constantly going back to the same cards. And to break it up for a little bit of Historic this week and a little bit of Brawl this week, I think is going to be a good thing. Anyway, I'm going to pay attention to the numbers and really see how you guys respond to it. But if you're going to get into Historic and you like to play Control, here's another version of Jeskai Control. This version was played by Louis Scott Vargas, Reed Duke, the Channel Fireball crew in a recent split event, and it's a really cool deck. Now, there was some weird things going on in the split event. Certain cards were banned. One of them was Search for Azcanta. The reason was there was a bug with its Devotion. If you've ever had the flipped Azcanta out with a Thassa's Oracle, you know what I mean, or with a Thassa Deep Dwelling. So rather than recode the cards, they banned them for the event. So there's some things about the deck that I'm going to be trying to think of. A big one is, like, do we want this Rest in Peace, which only affects graveyards, in best of one, or would we prefer something like a Search for Azcanta instead? Anyway, this deck has a sideboard if you want to play it in good old traditional best of three, so I'm uploading it with that. It was not designed by me, it was designed by the pros, and as I play it today, I'm going to be looking for ways to best of one board it, and I'll talk about those at the end of the video. If you're new to Historic, what you need to know is that blue-white control is probably a lot better in Historic than it is in Standard, and now that Lightning Helix and Expressive Iteration and Prismari Command are around, Jeskai splashing red has become very much the vogue thing to do. It's probably the best color combination in Historic, so if you are a Jeskai mage, Historic is the place to be right now. Lightning Helix is a huge reason. A red and a white instant for 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. It can actually burn the opponent out because a lot of them just take a lot of damage against you because they don't worry about their lands. It can kill their creatures. It can kill their planeswalkers. It can do everything. Expressive Iteration we're seeing in Standard. Dovin's Veto is a counter spell in Historic, and so is Memory Lapse. Memory Lapse is proving to be just the counter and super annoying too. It's weird that we're not playing things like Absorb that straight up counter spells. It's usually good enough to put it on top of their library and make them draw it again, because these decks are designed to take advantage of small windows. If you get a Narset down, your Narset probably finds another Memory Lapse, or at least does its job, gets you upping cards while the opponent scrambles to deal with it twice. Brainstorm's really good in the deck, as in every blue deck in Historic most likely, and this one has Fabled Passage to shuffle extra cards away, Prismari Command to saw through them, Narset gets you through them, Expressive Iteration gets you through them. But it's kind of amazing how good we keep proving that Brainstorm is, even if you don't have a shuffle effect. With a shuffle effect, it's hot. We'll just put out there, it's hot. We have a Gideon of the Trials, a planeswalker from a bygone era, but this was a win con for the Teferi deck back in its Standard days. It's really good against the combo decks that don't specialize at killing planeswalkers but just try to kill you, and it actually has some cool +1s, such as Faceless Haven. That's a really fun card to +1 because it says target permanent. Prevent all damage target permanent would deal. That's a pretty unique line of text. So it's basically the win con, along with these 3 Shark Typhoons that get the job done. And most of the heavy lifting goes to Teferi, the hero of Dominaria, the Historic Superstar 3, white, blue. You know what he does. If you don't, if you're new to the channel, new to Magic, and you haven't played with Teferi, hero of Dominaria, and you're thinking about getting into Historic, and you enjoy being a control mage, I know where your first 4 mythics should go. Right there. That Teferi is your man. Day of Judgment, Wrath of God. 1 copy of each of the effects that destroy all of the creatures. Should there be more for Historic? It depends. If you're playing against a lot of elves and Gruul, absolutely. If you're playing against a lot of angels, absolutely. If you're playing against a lot of control and combo, sweeper effects aren't very good. So that's something I'll be paying attention to as well for the one boarding, whether or not we want to get more of the Wrath effects into the main deck, as this deck was built for a meta filled with the Tainted Pack deck that no longer exists. So stay till the end to get my opinions on that. Special dedication today. Happy birthday, Chris, with love from Zoe. And I hear you're having a very special milestone birthday. In fact, I was told to say it in front of the world. Sorry, dude. Happy 40th birthday, Chris. Love Zoe. Zoe loves you very much and was willing to join the Cool Kids Club on Patreon to make sure that you got wished a happy birthday on your birthday. So everybody, sound off in the comments. If you like to leave comments to be supportive, but you're not sure what comment to leave today, please wish Chris, member of the dojo, a happy 40th birthday. You're cool, Chris. I didn't even make you stay till the end for that. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense. Oh, the cosmetic. Can't forget the cosmetic on Chris's big special day. There's one in the store. That's right. It's in the store. The Coma. Yes, this is the Coma art I like more, so I'm happy to buy this cosmetic in your honor. And let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. All right. Do you think the rest in peace is good? Right away, we're put to the test. White, blue, blue. We do have Rest in Peace Narset on the draw. Let's find out. I don't think Rest in Peace matters. I think we just lost. I think that was really too easy for our opponent. All right, learning lessons right away. We could still draw another white source and Narset into a Wrath potentially. Are we missing land? No, we're just Gruul taking our time. All right, I'm ready to memory lapse something. They want to play large creatures here. Buff Pelt Collector, but they don't. Just being aggressive. Just over here being aggressive. Another one? Yeah, you can put that back on top. We'll see if they have another land to go with it as well. Actually, they do. So they are being very cautious here. So I think here we can Prismari Command. They're going to draw another Llanowar Elf. If we kill this elf, they're bottlenecked on green. If they play out multiple creatures, we've got Commit. Narset's pretty solid. There's a lot of ways to do this. I do feel like the Prismari Command on the Llanowar Elves might be a very good play for the turn. But I think if I make it now, they're just going to play another creature. But I do want them to struggle with this elf stuck in hand. So let's go for it. Why not the Pelt Collector? Because I think the mana is the most important thing going on. That's why. Making a treasure token, Teferi. We just want to get Teferi potentially on the board. A little mana explosion can make a big difference when the opponent's mana is awkward. So there's the Bone Crusher Giant. Here probably comes the other side to buff the Pelt Collector and attack. All right, they have plenty of land. But so making them draw another Llanowar Elf isn't a bad thing. Now we need to find Wrath. We could go for the Narset here and try to hit a Lightning Helix as well. That would be pretty good. Might also hit a Brainstorm. I think it's Narset's time. It might also draw an attack from the opponent. Brainstorm and Helix, there you go. So let's grab this. Is there any reason to wait? I don't think so. They might grow the Pelt Collector at instant speed, but I'm probably Helixing the Giant. Let's see how they attack. This forces them to send both at the Narset if they want to kill it. Ambush. And they know about this. Interesting. So in theory, I should not Helix this Pelt Collector because this last card is some kind of a trick. But I'm going to do it because I don't think they've got it. Like, how do you buff this too? Do you Collision Colossus? Maybe. They Bone Crush their own Collector. Okay, cool. I mean, I don't gain life, and they get to attack Narset. They're feeling strong. Well, perfect. Prismari Command. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. You're gonna have to draw that giant again. And then I'll probably commit it when the time comes as well. Okay, they couldn't kill the Teferi, so they scoop. Got him. First game down. The Rest in Peace didn't end up killing me like I thought it would. Who's next? Who's Teferi's next victim? Dear fourth. 94% gamer. Must win. Oh! Shuffler's fine. Shuffler is fine. What's the best way to unlock your brainstorms? More brainstorms. I'm just going to play it tapped. Plenty of time for brainstorming, and there's nothing I really need to slam on turn 2. Let's wait till we see what our opponent's working with before we make our brainstormy decisions. Bishop of Wings. Alright, Angels. This is not going to be a very fun game. Why? Why does this happen? We could buy Kahira, but I guess the ship sailed. Shuffler, so fine. Me and the Shuffler. Righteous Valkyrie, yep, get that life, baby. Alright, come on now. Alright, there are some cards here that are not quite lands. Everything is gonna be fine. Unfortunately, this Prismari command doesn't do anything. We need this Narset to do something. Find us some fresh cards, mainly. Right now, we know that one is not a spell, so this could whiff. But we want that land to go away. All right. This is what we call the worst case scenario. That's what we're in right here. That's what's going down. We are living the worst case scenario. But it's not quite over. This brainstorm could reveal a wrath. Okay, it might be over. That I don't have good solutions to the Planeswalker at all. They're just gonna gain life now and buff squad. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, there's a veto and a command. It's all too late. This is what, it's 6? I guess I have ways to fight back. Alright, put you away, put you away. Not that I can get rid of either of you. Alright, we want to be able to veto and command because of Collected Company or another Planeswalker. So, I think we let our opponent gain the life or make the cat then wrath next turn, which means I have to take 7 here, which is pretty awkward and not fun, but I think it's the way it is. I think we have to be patient. We can Prismari command and draw some cards. Yay. That could be fun. I've got something I've really been waiting to discard. See, if they have Collected Company, they just want to sit and not use their mana for anything here. They make a 4/4. All right. Draw 2, make treasure. Me. Oh, a Fabled Passage. Thank you. So nice of you to stop by. All right. Nice and focused. Let's play you. Do I have enough white? I'd have to crack the treasure. No, I have the white. I have the white. I'm fine. This is fine. I know how my cards work. Day of Judgment. Destroy all your creatures. You get a 1/1. I guess I'll have to settle that with a Prismari command. Opponent, end step, Collected Company, Jovin's veto. Juke jab, hiya. They still have 5 cards. How? And I only have 1 relevant card, and they didn't even draw any extra cards. I just drew such crap, and they only needed a few things to matter. It's kind of it's an insult, is what it is. It's disgusting. It's completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. All right, so what do we need to draw? Another Wrath, right? Helix? I guess I'm not quite dead. Do I also need to play a Narset here to try to draw more gas? Because if I only play Helix this turn, that's just not very good, right? And Teferi doesn't actually do anything on this board. Ugh. Feels bad, man. I'll miss you, buddy. Oh, I was gonna have the treasure. Sag. All right, this... What a game! What a game. I should have Helix before they got the land for this Angel, but maybe they'll buff it. But, whatever. If they don't and I just die, great. Great. So I didn't Helix there because they can buff this in response and kill me. So I needed them to put the buff on the stack. I should have just done it on my turn, but I think I was too impressed by my draw, is how I'm going to put it. All right. On the play against Lurrus, which means I'm going to hate whatever is about to happen. But let's go. There are a lot of Lurrus decks in Historic. All of them are annoying. 100% annoying rate. They don't roll any other way. Knight of the Ebon Legion. Let's go. At least it's a creature deck, and we should be able to Prismari command this before it becomes too strong. Let's... tempting to shock in a fountain here, but we're really just holding up memory lapse. We're not going to iteration right now. And I don't want to iteration next turn either. Go away. Nobody likes you. Draw that card again. I hate it. Oh. Oh, screw you. Now I wish I'd played the fountain, because now we have to play the iteration this turn. And we have to pick big cards so that the Inquisition misses. This is so dumb. Alright, so the card I choose has to be the land, I guess. Put this back in the deck, put this in exile, watch it get exiled. Nice play. But at least now the Inquisition misses. Nice Inquisition. I think if you watch me do that play last turn, you don't do that. Like, you just hold that Inquisition, but opponent's gonna do what opponent's gonna do. There's a chance I draw a Brainstorm and want to play it, but I think we play this tap to avoid the damage. You can also buy this Kahira. Is that better than drawing a random card? No way. It's a pretty bad little cat beast. The opponent's just looking for something to fatally push. Yeah, okay. So much fun. I sign in blood. Look at my card advantage. You're gonna get destroyed. I hope you get destroyed. You deserve it. Your deck is way too stupid. Alright, so they got to buff these because they paid 2 life for this and 2 life for this. That's a combo. Spells. 1 gets stuck in our hand, 1 gets on the battlefield. So let's put Commit in the hand. Let's put the Typhoon back in the deck. Let's put Gideon onto the battlefield. Gideon's going to try to slow down these little buttheads, which is the best term I can find for them right now. If the opponent pumps this to just kill the Gideon, then that's a good amount of their turn, but they have hit every single land drop, no problem. Maybe they will run out of gas, although probably not, since they're signing so much blood. Not bad, not bad. We could iteration first. We can't risk it getting taken out of our hand, though, can we? The sad thing is we don't have anything to do with our other 2 mana. I feel like I can wait one more turn, though, because I have the commit, but it does depend on what we reveal. This play is a little more greedy than this one. All right, let's have a day of judgment. I've been judgy about this deck. Let's not get off brand. Let's get judgy. Annoying. Just pure annoying. All right. So we don't have a ton of exile stuff. We do have the Rest in Peace, which we could find here and would be the first time it's been useful in the history of me playing this deck, but it's not there. Let's take the Narset into hand. Let's put this back in the deck. Let's exile the Teferi, and let's freaking go. Somewhere in this deck, a Rest in Peace lurks. Will we find it? Will it come out to play? Stay tuned. We could also tuck the Scrounger, get this attack by the Haven. That's 4 mana. If the opponent hits their land drop, they can also play Lurrus, but they can't bring anything back. As it is, though, if they want to kill Teferi, they have to attack with the Haven and the Scrounger, which that absorbs a lot of damage. Oh, look, a land. Lucky me. Got to keep up appearances. Or else they won't attack the way that you want them to. Oh, they did it. Teferi down. What are you going to do? You can't cast that Lurrus? Nope. Gutter Bones. Another land. Doing it. So, can we play this Narset, protect it with commit, and then do the thing where we make them discard their hand? Let's find out. Probably not. I think they're going to attack the Narset down as aggressively as they attack down Teferi, and especially now that they see a Helix. So that's kind of rough, but we do what we do. I wonder if there's a world where we commit our own Narset. Ah. Okay, so Narset can live. If the opponent plays Lurrus, gets back Thing, and I memory, I get a new hand, they get 1 card, but then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 on board, which is too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll have, but I will be able to cast Helix next turn. That's Mr. Brightside for you. So I should be able to survive. I just need to draw my way back into some kind of a Wrath effect. Even better if they didn't play Lurrus for some reason. They fatally push their Scrounger. Okay, they don't play Lurrus because of the Helix. I like this. So, if we put Memory on the stack, they're going to bring out the Scrounger, and then we can Helix them. So hit resolve. Okay, they let that go. -1 Helix, plus a whole bunch of cards, none of which are that great, but we got rid of their Lurrus and their Scrounger because they didn't react, so I think it's worth not Helixing there if they want to pass the priority in that space. All right, power up the Faceless Haven. Attack the Narset, attack my face. So we can save the Narset, which protects the Sign in Blood. Or and take 4 from the Haven. We could also chump the Haven, but I think it'll be okay. Another veto. They get to buy back the Gutter Bones just fine, but we keep a Narset on the board to make Sign in Blood awkward, if that is a thing. And we might find a sweeper. Okay, they just found all annoying cards. Gotcha. Annoying, the name of their deck. Oh, speaking of annoying. It's about time they got what they deserved, isn't it? But do I take the Teferi or the Command? I think the command, because we can draw 2 cards, dump these. Probably did that in the wrong order. It's fine, though. All right. Kill it. Draw non-lands? Maybe? Okay. Still got a memory lapse. Still have a gutter bones to deal with. Think we'll plus here on the Haven. That works. Nice. Rest in peace. We found it. Took a while, but we found it. They attack the Narset down. What do they draw? Is it good? All right, now that the Narset's gone, they can castle. Dread Wandowa. Pay 1, draw. Don't Thoughtseize me, bro. I guess if they do, it's just would have traded for a counter spell anyway. Still gonna shut that Haven down. Play these castles. Castles can take over the game, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Yep, we're not buying Kahira just yet. Can't deal no damage. Which is freaking sweet as far as ways to deal with a Haven go. Pay in to draw, down to 9. We'll just burn them out eventually. The Helix will get there. Okay. Opponent remembers the castles, knows that their guys will get exiled because of Rest in Peace, says that's it. Hermes. 2049, don't know why I'm saying it that way. No white, but we have Brainstorm. Brainstorm means your hand is perfect always. Here's the thing, our hand's not great anyway. Like, this is a very slow hand. Whatever, Brainstorm, keep it. when we reveal some very ugly cards and I start crying, right? Let's just do it. Let's rip off the Band-Aid. Okay, there's white sources. You're telling me we're playing Magic. We certainly are. Because it looks like we're in a Jeskai Mirror. Jeskai Mirror is scary. Are they going to make a treasure, untap, and Mythic's Mastery a Magma Opus? They might. But we have to get white online anyway if we're going to fight it. Magma Opus. Dun 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 bum bum ba dun ba dun ba dun 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 dun. Do it. Perfect draw. Perfect draw achieved. All right. I mean, that's still not the end of the world. They get to, you know, deal 4 to me, and they get to make an elemental, and we'll get through this. We'll figure it out. Seems pretty good, though. Not gonna lie, seems okay. What do we do here? Hold up Veto? And then Fabled Passage Brainstorm next turn? I guess so. This is not what I would call great. But life totals also aren't a big deal. If you're at 1, or preferably above 4 so the next Opus doesn't kill you, you're doing okay. Fall to 12. Patience, patience. The problem is a few memory lapses and we're definitely going to die. All right, the opponent doing nothing, feeling good about it. Day of Judgment, huh? I guess we're going to need that on turn 6 and try to fight for a Teferi on turn 5. That's what I'm guessing. Maybe I need to put 1 Teferi back because I have too many and we need the lands to get there. So let's submit these 2. Let's shuffle them away. Get another white so that we can have the castle soon. Maybe we're supposed to Helix here. Just Helix face, gain 3 so that it's harder to kill me. I know that it could tag team with a command, but I think that's so unlikely to work that I go for this now. Because our Teferi is very likely to get countered. Like, really likely to get countered. If Teferi is going to get countered, maybe I just make a 1/1. I think that's fine. I think that's better. And then next turn we can Day or Wrath with Veto backup. Opponent's gonna Magma Opus. Make Treasure. Do we take this one? What's the opponent going to do? Play Teferi? Yeah. We take this one. That's why we Helixed, though. To have kind of the luxury of the life to be able to play with this. Opponent's going to Brainstorm. Seems good. Yep. If we had just had a white source, I think everything would have been okay. But we didn't have an untapped white. And I did keep that hand on the draw, so that is on me. Without question. Do we go for blowing it up? I think so. We could lose the counterfight, so let's not attack, even though it seems like it's probably going to get blown up. We could lose the fight. Memory lapse. All right. They could try to Prismari command or something this. We counter that. We block this. We do this again next turn. Or we could try to force it through now. I think this is better. Okay, well, it's not that different from the last Brainstorm you cast. Taking hits at left and right. Again? Their plan might be to Gear Hulk now. I would love it if they tried to Gear Hulk counter this. That would make me very happy. That is definitely a way we get back in the game. I think if they're smart, they let this resolve and then play Gear Hulk on end step. They play another Memory Lapse? I mean, yeah, of course. I don't think we can go to 3. We'll just die to the Helix. Okay, digging. Puts me at 5 as well. And we're tapped out here, so like they're just gonna play a Teferi or something, right? Maybe not. This looks like just is it so far. No white cards. I wonder if they just run 4 Masteries and 4 Magma Opus. Forget all this Planeswalker stuff. Alright, going face works. Looks like they're having no issues closing. Jesus. Alright. Well, that was brutal. Don't be on the draw, kids, and have your colors. These are the bad things that happen to you. Alright, need to rebound from a painful thrashing in a control mirror, which I always hate the most. Like when they're one-sided, it feels so bad. So, what are we doing? This is another really bad on the draw hand, but at least we have better Brainstorm this time. So I guess we'll keep it. I always lean towards keep if I can come up with a reason to. Our opponent didn't play a 1-drop, so already they're defying expectations in best of 1. What you doing? What you doing over there? In response, I will Brainstorm. All right. What do we want? I probably want the command. to further fix my draw when things go wrong. The Sharks are pretty good. I think I'm up against Phoenix, so the commit's pretty good. The Gideon can be good because it can shut down one of their birds, but it's not super good. So this is a tough one. I know that at least one of these Fabled Passages probably goes back, and then after that, I'm not sure. Like, is Memory Lapse good against them? I can't think of a lot of cases where it is. I also don't know when or how I'm going to have the mana to cast it when I have to do these other things that are better. So let's put these two away. And I'll keep the Memory Lapse there. This gives me a chance to change my mind. I don't have to crack the passage, but I should. You know it's a trap. I should just crack this passage. Let's go. Let's grab the white. This means that any untapped land off the top, we can slam Gideon if we want, and we get that option. Let's go for it. Our opponent might go looting something bird here. This is where I wish this Gideon was the 4th Narset a lot. Narset's so good against them. Okay, so probably not Phoenix because they play Memory Lapse. Probably not Phoenix. So another blue-red control mage. Might be Jeskai. Might be slow rolling the white mana. So do we run this down their throat, or do we sit back and shark it up? I think we chill. I think we're chilling now. Trying to get our opponent to tell us more about themselves. Introduce yourself. Say hi to the class. Another red source. All right, not Jeskai. Just red-blue spells. Also a Typhoon Gamer. Okay. I guess let's see what they do. I don't know. There might be more to it. Like, if they counter the Prismari command, then we get to play Gideon, right? Or commit or something else, so it's not that bad, but let's hold up mana through their turn. Take the damage, not let them catch us tapped out. And I think we make a treasure here, because our hand is pretty strong. The drawing part isn't going to do much for us. Shark has fallen. All right, Triome hit the battlefield. We're probably going to need our lands. The staring match. So it's just blue-red control? Blue-red shark control? Alright, I guess I have to do this whole sequence again. Because if I tap out and they play shark number 3, because the shuffler is fine, then I'm in a much worse position. I'd like to draw Lightning Helix, really. But they probably don't have Helix. They probably have Prismari command, so a 3/3 shark might be decent against them. Man, I am destined to draw Fabled Passage in this game. Nothing will stop me. Nothing in this world will come between CGB and Fabled Passage. Let's see what we find with Iteration, I think. I think that's the play. Because we really want to Helix that shark. Alright, nice. So, you to hand. You in the deck. You right here. We are potentially tapping out to do it, though. There wasn't another good way around that. And we'll see what horrors await in our opponent's deck. Oh, we're fighting a counterspell war over the shark. Okay. Miscast, too. All right. Well, let's see. Can they pop off with some kind of combo? Like, what is this? Fire Prophecy. Well, they caught me tapped low. Can they do something about it? Or are they just going to say go like they have all game? Okay, then. Okay. Gideon? Time for the Planeswalkers to put on a show. For the next couple turns. Shut this down. Nice. No shark number 3 yet. I think the opponent also drew... Yep, they drew 4 Fable Passages and we drew 3. Seems legit. Experimental Overload. Let's see if we can hide this in the library. If the opponent forces it through, that's a big sadness for us. Yep. Had a feeling that was coming, but at least it's to the top, and we still have a way to deal with the token. So what do they get back? They're tapped out. We could play a Shark Typhoon. We can definitely play a Teferi. Shark Typhoon on the board. I don't know if they're going to beat it easily. But they might just be able to, like, we have to tap out to do it. We get to plus our Gideon here. Maybe there's some kind of combo they can pull off, like that wins on the spot. But I don't have interaction for them anyway. So I'm kind of leaning towards the Shark Typhoon, to be honest. The hard cast. But then again, it's like Teferi plus commit. That can't be bad. That really can't be bad. Oh, but can they beat a hardcast Shark Typhoon, right? Can they do it? Just chilling on the board? It's so much power and toughness, especially with commit to memory. Oh man. I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret this. This is for the content. Don't ever say I don't love you. Don't ever say I don't do it for the content. Because I'm going to lose this game because of that play. I can feel it. I'm also just like, in blue-red, can they afford to run something like a Brazen Borrower to bounce this? Like, can they really afford to put that in their deck? Oh no. Oh no. No! It was Lorehold! It was Lorehold the whole time. You cost me the game. You out there, viewer, with your constant whining. You cost me. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I should never, ever listen to you. All right. I declare from now on there will be 0 content plays for the rest of time. They're over. They're done. This is tryhard, and I am sick of losing today. I am too angry to make another content play for the rest of my life. We'll draw red, right? Yeah, we just keep every hand now. I'm at this point where I just have to get lucky. I don't have any patience. Let's go. Well, we found... It feels like we have found all of the control mages. This will be our, like, 3rd control mirror-ish situation in a row. And I want to frickin' win one. I do not like losing control mirrors. I think I mentioned that earlier. It makes me very angry. Very, very upset. All right, there is Fabled Passage. So we need to keep hitting land drops. So we're already forced into this expressive iteration. Thankfully, our opponent lets it resolve. Let's put the commit into hand. Let's put the very expensive Teferi away. Let's put this in exile. Let's shock it in so that we have memory lapse mana. Discard a card. I guess it's Helix, although Helix isn't bad here by a long shot, but I guess it's Helix. Okay, more Helix. Another iteration for us. And land, yay. So what does the third land do? We could Narset this turn. I don't think that's particularly good. So let's put this into hand, this into library, because we might cycle it later, this here, play land. Are we on 8 again? We are. All right, let's try to force action. All this discarding has me nauseous. Narset resolves. Shark Typhoon? End the turn, because if we hit, we just have to discard anyway. This way, the Narset survives an attack from a shark. All right, I'm at your mercy, Snoozer. What have you got? At least the Narset makes Teferi awkward. God, I'm actually over here squirming. Feeling the repulsion. All right. Are you the type to minus your Narset? There you go. Well, that could have gone worse so far. Magma Opus. All right, we're doing the Jeskai control thing again. Yippee-ki-yay. We could resolve this Shark Typhoon. No. Absolutely not. Never again. I guess all of the memory lapses is where we want to be. Although having a backup Helix for the next Narset seems fine since the opponent played this one the way that they did. I'm also trying to think if there's something else we can do, like attack this Narset with 1/1s. Since it's not actually hurting us yet, it gets the opponent another card, but they have a full hand anyway. I don't think that a use gets much better for a Helix, though. The other thing that we could do is play a Teferi plus it untap in Helix, but I think that's a bit much. All right, one less Narset in the world. Do we make them do it again? The last Narset resolved. I'd rather fight now than fight for the other Narset, so yeah, let's make them do it again. Chandra. Nope. Make them do that again. So they're a different kind of Super Friends. All right, they're missing land now. Now I feel like we're getting control. Draw first might inform our decision about our Narset, which is not really a decision, is it? So if we can commit here and then cast Memory. Oh, baby. Oh, wait. Like, if... Oh, they can plus it for mana. If they plus it for mana, that's a pretty big tilt for us. Let's go after it. And now the opponent has to deal with this. They do not. So that's a scoop. But yeah, we play land, we cast Memory, then we activate Teferi. And that's game. And we are back for the post-game wrap-up. Let's check out the stats powered by MTG, a assistant download link in the description. Imported deck. Ha! How can you tell I net deck? That's how. So 2 times on the play, 50% win rate. 4 times on the draw, 50% win rate. So 50% today. The loss to Angels was comical. That's why it's there. One of the losses to Control, the blue-red version, that I guess it actually did have some white in it. Oh, the Triumphs. But that blue-red combo deck, that was the content. That loss was for content. Shouldn't count. So when we removed that one, we had a positive 500 win rate. Now, we'll keep it right at 500. I feel like the deck does need some tuning for best of one, and I feel like there are some things that need adjustment if we're going to compete in that meta. The rest of piece was so good against the mono black, it's really hard to cut it, but it's probably too narrow, and I do miss Search for Azcanta for the just absolute takeover effect in the long game that it provides, so I think adding a Search for Azcanta would just be a really nice move. Is it Azcanta? Is it Azcanta? If I pronounce it enough different ways, I'm sure to trigger everyone, which gives me more comment engagement in the YouTube algorithm. Big winks. So I think that Search for Azcanta is still something that I should test and consider for the deck for sure. The other thing is, do we want more sweepers? I mean, yes and no. We played some creature decks and we played a lot of non-creature decks. Also, one of the creature decks that we played, we wouldn't have beat without Rest in Peace because their creatures just keep coming back for more. I'm not sure I need all the Shark Typhoons in Best of One, to be honest. I like them as a very versatile, minimal win condition, but maybe in Best of One, buried in your deck, you have to have the right answers for the right matchup. So I feel like I still need a Rest in Peace. I still need the inevitability of a Search for Azcanta. I still need more Wrath effects. Like, I feel like it all has to go into the deck, and there aren't that many spots. I still need these hard counters in Dovin's Veto. Maybe one of them should be an Absorb so I can hard counter something that isn't, you know, a non-creature spell. So those are all adjustments I'm thinking about making. I think I would honestly test the deck with 1 Shark Typhoon using Teferi and Gideon as the other win cons, 1 Rest in Peace, 1 Search for Azcanta, 1 Dovin's Veto, 1 Absorb, and like 1 more Wrath, and probably 2 Wrath of God. You know what I mean? Something like that. And even then, I still want the 4th Narset. So, go forth, test these theories, see if any of it lines up, how it works out for you. Let me know what changes you would make in the comments if you wish. Go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe if you appreciate the daily content. This, by the way, was the 842nd consecutive day of releasing an MTG Arena video. So, thank you to all of you who have supported me on the incredible journey. I love you very, very much. You are what makes this channel special, even though most of the time I'm up here blabbling and trying to be oh so humble, but oh so arrogant at the same time. That smug, punchable YouTuber you love. So, big thank you to all of you. And one more happy birthday to Chris with love from Zoe. You hit 40, dude. You did it. You survived. It's all easy peasy from here, I'm sure. How do we end videos? Oh yeah, you're cool.